Ever since Deion Sanders stormed into Boulder and took over as head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, he's been a whirlwind force of nature, transforming a forgotten college football program into the epicenter of attention, controversy, and swagger. But now, as the smoke clears from his latest campaign and his son, Shedeur Sanders, officially begins his NFL journey, Coach Prime is facing a different kind of scrutiny. It's no longer just about wins and losses. It's about whispers, power, and fear. Specifically, the fear that Deion has allegedly instilled in the national media. Primetime's power grip lets rewind. When Sanders took over a Buffaloes team that had just limped to a 1-11 record in 2022, few could have predicted the immediate impact he'd have. The turnaround was swift and headline-worthy. A 4-8 improvement in year one under his leadership, followed by a 9-4 run that shocked the college football world. With charisma, confidence, and a no-nonsense coaching style, Deion revived not only a team, but a brand. Colorado football went from an afterthought to front-page news. But success breeds attention, and attention breeds accountability. Or at least, it should. In recent months, Deion has come under fire, not for losing, but for allegedly manipulating the narrative around his son Shedeur's NFL draft process. According to multiple sources and insiders, Sanders is being accused of controlling the media conversation so tightly that even seasoned reporters are hesitant to criticize him or his sons. The fear of prime NFL draft analyst Lance Zierlein didn't mince words during his appearance on the Maggie and Perloff show earlier this year. When asked about Shedeur Sanders' controversial fall down the draft board, Zierlein pulled back the curtain. The media is scared of Deion, at least the national folks on TV. They're terrified of the backlash from him and his fans online, Zierlein stated. That's a bold accusation, but it's one that aligns with what many have quietly suggested. Deion Sanders wields influence, and he's not afraid to use it to shield his sons from criticism. From questionable football IQ, reads, to whispers about overconfidence and entitlement, Shedeur's draft stock should have plummeted long before draft day. But those conversations never gained traction, not in public anyway. It raises the question, did Deion's media mastery create a protective bubble around Shedeur? And did that bubble finally burst on draft weekend? Shedeur's slide, a strategic setback? At one point, Shedeur Sanders was touted as a potential top 10 pick in the NFL draft. Scouts admired his arm, athleticism, and ability to make big plays under pressure. But as draft boards shifted and war rooms started locking in final picks, Shedeur's name kept slipping, until, shockingly, he fell to the 5th round. To the casual fan, that's a draft day disaster. To Deion Sanders, maybe it was all part of the plan. By falling outside of the first-round spotlight, Shedeur now enters the NFL without the immense pressure that often crushes young quarterbacks. He's headed to Cleveland. Not exactly a quarterback haven, but certainly a team with a shaky depth chart. The Browns have a history of inconsistency under center. If Shedeur can stay focused, develop in the shadows, and wait for his moment, the 5th-round disrespect might just be the chip on his shoulder that fuels his rise. More importantly, without first-round expectations weighing him down, Shedeur gets time. Time to mature. Time to learn. Time to prove himself outside of the Colorado bubble. The media blackout. But here's the twist. How much of Shedeur's fall can be attributed to legitimate scouting, and how much was Deion's media force field? Analysts say the pre-draft process for Shedeur was oddly quiet. No major exposés, no hard-hitting criticisms, just glowing quotes and recycled highlight reels. Compare that to the brutal, almost invasive scrutiny most quarterback prospects receive, and the contrast is jarring. Did Deion scare the media into silence? Many insiders believe so. They suggest that major outlets and NFL insiders backed off, unwilling to poke the bear and face the wrath of Coach Prime and his vocal army of followers. Social media attacks, public callouts, and Deion's own microphone, he's proven he can turn the tide of public opinion with a single Instagram post. But now, with Shedeur gone from the Colorado roster and preparing for life in the NFL, Deion enters his first season without his son under center. That alone changes everything. The road ahead. So what's next for Deion Sanders and the Buffaloes? The spotlight is still bright. Expectations remain sky high. But the story has shifted. The hero coach who lifted Colorado from the ashes is now being viewed through a different lens, one tinted with power, media control, and a father's unwavering protection of his sons. As the 2025 season approaches, the pressure will mount. Can Deion replicate success